Hey guys, cool blonde, I'm back. I'm Rick.
I'm Maggie.
And we're back with Fruits Basket. Last time on, we got to
had
behold
the most amazing Cinderella-ish show ever.
Ish indeed. There were some pretty significant changes. And yeah, it was a delight.
Yeah, can't wait for Momiji to show Kurono that disc. Man, that boy's on the ball.
Yeah, we saw different people confess different things on the stage.
Yes.
Whether they were in character or out of character, no one knows.
I mean, they were all out of character. I don't think the only people that had in-character lines was that one guy who had the best line reading. Yeah, the foot servant. And also the evil stepmother who was doing her darndest.
She was playing to type, I think.
It was amazing.
It was pretty amazing. I felt like that's sort of one of the main things we've been building to this season. So where do we go from here? Do we get back on Gumshoe?
Yeah.
Gumshoe path?
Or
do some investigating?
Yeah, or maybe Kyo and Toru, have that talk. Someday. I mean, Kyo just realized that she doesn't want that for him. That, going away, being away and all that sort of stuff. So,
yep.
Suddenly he's got to redo his plans, man. The girl's not interested in that.
Oh, let's find out! It's over already.
That felt like the episode before the climax episode.
I think it is, just about. It was 24.
Shoot! Can you watch the next one too?
Well, we gotta talk about this one first.
Was that like extra long or something? It's like
I don't think so. Went by quick.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
Extra long.
I meant extra long is that it seemed like it covered a lot of information. There was no extraneous cutesy bits.
I mean, we covered a lot of Machi.
A lot of Machi.
Which is tough. But, I mean, I don't know that she was happy, but it was good seeing her with Yuki. Like, freaking out over the leaf.
Yeah.
And being, like, with them all and eating. I think it's good.
Yeah, I mean, the way she was, like, I don't want to just simplify it too much. Like, she's obviously gone through a lot and such. But she does strike me as a person that, like, an extrovert that hasn't been around people for a long time. And when you're not around people for a long time, you start, like, really overthinking things and doubting yourself and...
Or she's just an introvert and feels that way all the time.
But when you're not around for people for a long time, like, that doesn't change. Like it's like she's never gotten that social feedback that she needs to calm herself down, basically. It seems like getting that feedback calmed her down in those situations. When she, like, realized that, oh, he remembered, and, oh, he likes this. When Yuki was telling her how he is reacting to her, basically. It seemed to have a calming, or seemed to click in her head.
Well, I think she already had a leg up on a lot of people where, like, she seemed to understand the problem.
Yeah, I mean, she seemed to have put a lot of effort into thinking through...
Yeah, like self-reflection.
Yeah.
Which I think is important. But she didn't have a solution or even the thought that a solution was needed. Yeah. But at the very least, like, she thought about her situation and how she feels and what she thinks of herself, even if a lot of those were negative thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, she said plenty of times, it's like, I'm not sure if I'm broken or if I'm invisible or the people around me are invisible. So she doesn't know if the problem's in her or out there or what. And
I think she phrased a lot of it really well.
Yeah.
Like a defective doll that was missing parts, or not a real person, just a void for other people to fill. I feel like those are very poetic.
And I feel like the missing parts thing falls along with that, getting feedback from people. because if she doesn't have a lexicon of all of this, like understanding the nuances of what people say, like just through body language, through talking, through like she's so closed off trying to find like issues, like in trying to figure out what's wrong with her. She's missing a lot of incoming information, and she needs to like slowly fill out that book of how to handle and deal with people and understand what they're thinking to complete herself, it seems like.
Yeah, she just needs to make those, what are they called in Persona? Those social links.
Yes. Get her social links up.
Just make those connections and get that feedback of how other people feel about her. That's not her mom.
And I thought in the beginning, I mean, she's already connected herself with Yuki consciously, at least, just in the fact that she could see his loneliness because he felt the same sort of loneliness at the time. It's like she's already got a kinship with him, and he has advanced to the point where he can
recognize that in others.
Yeah, and start communicating with her and
reach out. And not be... He's at the point to where someone lashing out against him for reaching out isn't going to destroy him.
Yeah.
Like it would have in the past.
Mm-hmm.
He's strong enough for that.
Yeah, or gentle enough. He's definitely like just kind of that gentle pressure of being like, so you don't like the leaf. You like the color of the leaf. Manabe is great. I think he's very goofy at times, and maybe he seems overly so at times, but I think he goes a long way to kind of diffusing the situations, like the emotional like build of the situations of like how she's like worrying, and he comes in with jokes and goofs and laughs it off and kind of shows how you come down from that emotional high of whatever that altercation was. He's really good at calming the situation through humor. Even with that kid, the one with the stick up his ass. Like when he starts
Noito?
Yeah, when he starts getting all like we can't relax now. It's like he hasn't relaxed a muscle in his body for probably however old many years he is. Ever. And Manabe just kind of, so you can't just tell people sometimes just like calm down or relax and such. Sometimes you have to model it for them a bit and show them like, they don't necessarily have to copy you exactly, but they can, hey, okay, like the world's not going to end if we do something. If I take on some of those aspects to like calm the situation down, maybe
Manabe
talk to people in a bit more relaxing way.
Like Manabe is like the ocean, where like you can push at him and punch at him, but it's not going to affect the ocean. And eventually you just push until you're just floating in it. Relaxed.
And doing silly things like choosing what your special code name color is.
I was confused at first because I was like, we had this conversation before. Is this a flashback? Or because normally this show doesn't do flashbacks. It's different than a lot of anime, especially that we're watching right now. So it just threw me for a second.
No, Manabe, yeah, he's a good listener for Yuki. He's a really good kind of group influence. Like he's definitely like, if you get him in the group, he's definitely a controller of the vibe of the room.
But he still manages to create stress, I feel like, as well.
But little tiny bite-sized pieces that it's okay to go through. Like so much of growing up and being kids and such is getting those tiny little bite-sized pieces just to, like, I can make it through that. And kind of divvying. He's making up tiny things for them to like wig out about so that later on they can handle the big things that come along. I mean, Yuki was obviously amazing with handling her and just being, you know, calm and quiet and just kind of like just gently Toru asking his way into the... Keep repeating the question until she's forced to kind of answer it somehow. But between the two of them, I thought it was like, oh, that's beautiful. That's great.
Yeah, and then Yuki took some big steps at New Year's. I feel like he didn't like... I don't want to say he confronted Akiko.
Akito. I agree. I don't think it was a confrontation at all. It really reminds me of like when someone has hurt you a lot and you're tired of being mad at them and being hurt by them. You kind of just like, well, kind of put them in a box. Like, say like, you know what, I can't waste all this energy on you. Being mad at you, being upset by you, all that sort of stuff. It's like, you're you.
And he also forgave him.
Mm-hmm.
And took responsibility for, like, you know, the way I've been and the way I've acted is not all your fault. And it's something that I can change.
Yeah.
So I think that's great.
And
They got hit in the face with a base.
Yeah. Well, I think Akito realized the whole, like...
Well, who was that person in that flashback?
With the light brown, like
Yeah.
the brownish hair?
Is that like his dad? Kurano?
No. Their
Kinda looks
hair's
like him.
too red.
Yeah. Do you think it... No, it can't be. I don't know who that is.
I'm not sure if we've met them yet.
It's not Kyo's dad, I don't think.
No, Kyo's dad was like a jerk.
Well, we don't know what that person's like.
Well, no, but like, if I saw Kyo's dad again, I would think jerk.
But someone who abandoned or left Akito. Who was it?
Someone who changed.
Do you think it's a member of the Zodiac?
I don't think it has to be. I think it could quite possibly be Akito's...
Like, it doesn't look like his brother. Maybe a friend? If he was allowed to have a friend? I feel like he would...
It's weird. The camera angle's up high. It's like, if it were low, I'd definitely think like kind of a parent figure.
I mean, he looks older than like Yuki does. I don't know.
Yeah. It definitely looks like the, you know...
It looks like a Kurano.
Kurano age group. At least Kurano now. But, I mean, that seems like something that happened to Akito a while ago.
Yeah, because when he said no, don't go, it sounded like a child's voice.
Yeah.
It looks like a school uniform, right? Kind of? Maybe not.
It
like
could be a lot of things.
Black with a white collar underneath. I don't know.
It's someone that
I'm sure we're going to find
got
out.
tired of dealing with Akito's crap. Maybe.
I feel like...
Or maybe not. Maybe.
But I feel like this is the point where Akito really became crazy. You know?
Get out the black brush and start...
Yeah, but I feel like the person wouldn't leave because he's like that. You know, I think him leaving caused that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you're right. It's hard to imagine that sort of reaction coming from a child, Akito, and not being the person being responsible for it, not being a parent or parent figure.
There's still so much about Akito we don't know.
Or the rest of the Soma family. I know, there's just that one old woman that apparently runs servants, and she's creepy, crazy.
She's great.
She would definitely be a mini boss.
And then we have another grouping at Sensei's place. Yeah. I like the detail that Kyo and Izuzu didn't like each other because Kyo thought that she was trying to take Sensei.
Yeah, he thought he was in competition with her.
Yeah, that's very cute.
I'm surprised if Kyo doesn't feel, or when Kyo was a child, that he didn't feel in competition in some way with every single other member of the Zodiac.
Probably.
It was just, you know, heightened in Yuki's case.
That was great. Haru was hugging her. Wonder how she feels about that. Like when she wakes up, is she gonna be like, ah, or is she gonna be like, get away?
First one, then the other.
I really didn't know when Toru was there. It was like she was asking for marriage or something. I was so confused. I was like, I don't understand what's happening.
That face that Rin made when Toru, you know, rushed past for the hug and such and hit her head on the window, but like Rin turns around, that face that she made was like, what are you doing? It's hilarious. Amazing.
When Kyo said, like, what are you doing? Asking him to marry you? I was like, oh, thank goodness. It's not just me.
Not just me. During that bit too, Kurano watching Yuki make this step.
Sure. Seemed like he was, emboldened isn't the right word, but he saw hope, maybe, for himself.
Or an example. A path that has been trod before that apparently works.
And he's got some incentive, because Momiji slipped him a DVD.
A disc.
A compact disc.
Signed.
Of his crush professing for him.
Or at least a person being, you know, crushing on him. Sometimes that's important too. Like knowing that someone out there is like worried about you, concerned about you, wants to know you. All that good stuff.
Misses you.
Yes.
I'm gonna miss this show.
We're watching the next episode.
What's gonna happen next? Let's find out. Thank you guys for watching our reaction to Fruits Basket. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe so that you catch the reactions as they come and all the others that happen on the channel as well. And if you just can't wait, check out patreon.com/blindwave where you can watch the next 4 of our reactions to Fruits Basket along with all the other shows we do that are not live.